Good morning and welcome to episode 37 of The Knit Shift. My name is Laura and today doesn't matter because I'm recording this in advance to upload while I am busy in the next few weeks. Suffice to say, this is a very special episode of The Knit Shift where I'm going to talk about some of my favorite Christmas traditions with you. So no knitting content in this one. If you're not into Christmas, feel free to ignore this episode. And I'll be back after the holidays with some new stuff. I celebrate Christmas, obviously. I have my tree set up already. We bought a new artificial tree. I grew up with real trees, but it's just with the dog and her need to rub her back on the tree. She likes the scratchy needles. It's just easier if it's an artificial tree and we don't have to sweep up needles every day. So, love decorating the tree. In my household growing up, my mom's gonna kill me for saying this, but every year we would get a tree, my mom and my dad would have an argument as they set it up. We'd go out, we'd buy the tree, and they'd bring it home, and there would always be an argument about it. And my brother and I, we just came to expect it. We knew there'd be a fight, and the one year there was no fight when we put up the tree about, oh, it's leaning, oh, frustrate, they would just get really frustrated because it wouldn't be straight, or I don't know. I'm not going to analyze my parents' Christmas tree fights. Anyway, one year there was no fighting, and my brother and I were like, really? That's all? Okay. So anyway, and I told my boyfriend about it, and now when we put up our tree, which is, I could turn the camera, maybe I'll turn the camera around at some point and show you, but when I told my boyfriend about the fights, as we put up the tree this year, he started saying, he started calling me Dorothy, which is my mom's name, and going, "Damn it, Dorth!" I'm sorry if swearing offends you, but, get the tree straight, rawr. So it was very funny, and my parents laughed when I told them about it. So I think that will be my boyfriend's and my new tradition, to have a fake argument as we put up the tree and decorate it. So anyway, I have a bag of ornaments to show you. Yes, this is a Sephora bag. I don't keep my ornaments in here. It was the bag I had closest. So I have some ornaments to show you, and I will get those out now. Gracie, are you going to join me? Come on up. Say hi to everyone. Say Merry Christmas. Gracie doesn't know it, but, well, she has a new collar. It's orange, as you can probably see. Gracie doesn't know it, but she has some TREATS in the other room that will be wrapped up and put under the tree. Yeah, because you're a good girl. And good girls get Christmas presents. You're a good girl. So, without further ado, let's get into some ornaments. As any good knitter, I have some... She's sticking her nose in my ornament bag. Can I help you? Sure, this is great. You can watch me. Oh, you're going to paw at my arm? As any good knitter knows, it's important to have some knitting-themed ornaments on their tree. I did not make these. I think my mom got these for me. And I should say, my family exchanges ornaments almost every Christmas. Get down. Get down. Gracie's trying to walk on the ottoman with the computer. We exchange ornaments almost every Christmas, and my parents' thinking was that by the time my brother and I grew up and moved out of the house, we would have a tree's worth of ornaments, and we certainly do, which is wonderful. And we can look at all the ornaments and think back when we were a kid, and it's just really nice memories with each ornament. So my mom gave me this. I have a sweater, I have a couple sweaters and a couple mittens, and I would like to make some of my own ornaments someday, but I just never get around to it. I also have a ball of yarn with some twine. There we go. Nice little red ball of yarn. And this is probably my favorite knitting ornament. I picked this up at my yarn store. It's a glass ball with, I hope it'll focus, with a little bit of knitting needles and yarn cake, kind of a yarn hank. I don't even know what brand, I don't know the brand, but anyway, it's a little garter stitch scarf. I'm sorry the lamp is reflecting on it. It's the best I can do. So I really like this one. And then I pulled some more sentimental offerings, which really is what Christmas ornaments are about for me. I have Baby's First Christmas from the year I was born. I was about 10 months old when Christmas happened in 1983. And I also have a similar one of these with this like stranded, it's hard to see, but it's like stranded silk or rayon. I have another one of these bulbs that's just Christmas 1983, so that's nice to have. I have also from my youth, this one's very special to me. This is a little gold-plated candy cane that my dad's mom gave to me. She died when I was about a year old, and I still have it in the original box, and it still has like the $5 price tag on it that she spent at the department store to buy it, which I really love too. So just a pretty little candy cane with some poinsettia on there. Poinsettia. I can never say that word. There we go. So I really like this one. And let me dig the others out of here. I have this one, and I know my old roommate doesn't watch my podcast, but this is one of my favorites. My roommate Lauren and she lived with me in this apartment. I lived, basically, I got hired at the newspaper, and I lived alone for a year in a little crappy apartment, and I picked the apartment because I could afford it, and I could get a dog there. So I got the dog, Gracie, and we were on our own for a year, and as my lease was close to ending, the intern from the following summer was hired too, so she needed a place to live. And she was from, she went to Penn State like me, and we didn't know each other there, but we decided to become roommates because we were friends. So we lived together for about 18 months, and she's wonderful. She's such a sweetheart, and I haven't seen her in a long time, but she moved back home to New Jersey, and now she's in LA being a boss, doing awesome things in the entertainment world. So I miss her a lot, but she got this for me. Our first Christmas together was 2006, and she wrote this on the back of the ornament. And it's two little bears, first Christmas together. And just to be clear, her name's Lauren, and she put L and L on top of the hat. So this is one of my favorites, and I try to text her every year when I hang it up because it makes me so happy. And we would get trees together, and we bought the tree. You know, we live in a city now. It's not like where I grew up where you kind of go out to the farm and pick out a tree. We live in a city, so Lauren and I would buy our Christmas tree at the hardware store, the neighborhood hardware store, where they'd truck them in. And so the trees were surrounded by a fence. You know, the brand of the fence was Hercules, so Lauren decided that our tree was named Hercules every year. So and then one year we were really into Pirates of the Caribbean, the movie, so we put our pirate hook on top of the tree instead of a star. So that was fun. I miss her a lot. And then the final ornament I pulled off the tree to share with you is this little personalized unicorn. And is there a baby? No, it's not a baby. Just a pretty pink and white, very pale unicorn. My mom got this for me, and it's very sturdy. I think it's porcelain, and I like this a lot because I was really into unicorns as a kid. I don't know why, but I just was. And my grandma, the one who passed away and bought me the candy cane ornament, she liked unicorns too, if memory serves. So I really like this one. I just think it's so pretty. So those are the ornaments I have to share with you, and I also have one other thing. This is perhaps my favorite thing about the Christmas holidays. So, growing up, my mom had an advent calendar, and it came from the Currents catalog, which, if you were around in the 80s and 90s, you might remember. It's where you can get return address labels and cards and, just all sorts of writing paper and that kind of thing. And my mom would order her return address labels from there. So Current made an advent calendar, I'm guessing in the early 80s. And my mom bought it, and we would have it hung up in our house every year. And here's the top half. It's Santa and Mrs. Claus having some tea at the North Pole. and the bottom half is this calendar, and you move the mouse from day to day. So as I record this, it's December 4th, but this will be posted way later. So here is the little mousie, and why this is so special to me is every year, and I'm embarrassed to admit this, speaking of family fighting, I don't mean to have the Mahalski family Christmas be all about fighting, but every day my brother and I would argue about who got to move the mouse. And I think my mom ended up making it every other day. Josh did it one day, I did it the next. And I don't know if I've ever mentioned that my brother's name is Josh before, but my brother is Josh and my boyfriend is a Josh. So anytime I talk about them, hopefully you'll know the context of which Josh I am speaking. So we would basically day by day alternate who got to move the mouse. So as my brother and I grew up, he's 2 years younger than me. As we grew up, my mom asked, if there were, I don't know why we were talking about it, but if there were any like Christmas things I wanted, and I said I would love the current calendar. And I think she had to replace the mouse. I think the mouse got lost in one of our moves, and she had to buy one online, like from eBay or something. And nowadays, if you like search current advent catalog, these things are darn expensive on eBay, and the mouse alone is expensive. So I'm really happy to have one. So I told my mom that I really wanted the current advent calendar, and she gave it to me, and I was like, yes. And as it turns out, my brother married a wonderful woman whose mother also had one of these, so he has one at his house today. So moral of the story is, if you play your cards right, your brother might marry someone who gets the same calendar, and now we each have the calendar and can move the mouse, and everything is copacetic. And I texted my brother and my parents this week, and I have this hanging up on this is the door to my deck, and I have it hanging up there, and I texted them and I said, I have to tell you that moving the mouse alone without a fight is not as fun. So I still love having it up and seeing it every day and knowing that this was hanging in my house when I was a kid, that kind of thing. So I love it. And there's just all these sweet little animals, there's just these animals all over it. This little squirrel and this little, is it a deer? Yes, deer and birdies. I just love this so much. And the mouse is pretty cute too. So there you have it. That's the end of my Christmas traditions episode. I think this will end up being like episode 37. I'm not sure, but thank you for watching if you decided to stick with me even though there's no knitting content this week. And have a fabulous Christmas, and I'll see you soon. Bye!